Cool,
What
cool.
up, y'all? Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Okay,
A couple y'all are showing up early. I like it.
Yeah, what
What's
up,
up,
Marco? Edicus?
Edicus, Jared. I don't know if I recognize any of those names.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? Ty, fill us in, guys and gals. Fill us in here. And,
let us know, where you're at on Amazon, what your goals are, that kind of stuff. And then if you guys are watching already live, or if you're on the replay, very quickly, we're also doing an awesome free live class for you guys tonight. We'll be hopping on Zoom, kind of sourcing products with you, diving into how to prep for Black Friday sales and making the most of Q4. Got the most profitable 45 days ahead of us here. So if you guys want to kind of come and hang out with us, soak in that the sauce there'll be a link in the chat and down below. Oh, sweet. What's up, Raphael? I love it. Yeah,
he is a beast. So basically, she, I think, did like 20K her first month last year, got deactivated, said, hey, let's run it back, and is now like totally crushing once again. Kansas City or KC Detroit. What's up, Rick Soul Food?
What's up, Rick?
What's
up, Patrick?
Oh my God, all my dogs are in here. What up, Dre? Too. What up? Okay, so all right, good question here from Jose. So newbie here, I'm hoping to find something that can be ungated for me, LOL. Amazon be asking for 100 to 400 unit ungates. Yeah, so we've seen 10 work for those. Largely though, stick to brands that are more just like beginner friendly, either auto ungate after hitting request approval and apply to sell, or that are 10 unit requirements. My favorite way to navigate this for beginners in 2025 is primarily focusing on auto ungates, as well as picking a brand or two that there's dozens or hundreds of items in that is a 10 unit gated item, and knocking that out as well. And then right when that ungate hits, you get access to a bunch of SKUs that aren't available to most beginners and selling auto ungates at the same time. And use that to get like your first 1, 2, 3K in sales, because once you knock out those, then you get, once you sell like 2K, 3K on Amazon, a lot more stuff becomes auto ungate as well. So like, for example, DVH VO5, like put in the ASIN I just put in the chat, go list that on your Amazon seller account. Don't fully list it, but go plug in that ASIN and then hit apply to sell and request approval. And you're going to quickly see that after hitting those, the key is most beginners forget to hit those. It's going to let you sell it right away, which means it's an auto ungate listing. Right there. And those are the types of stuff you should primarily sell, as well as picking like 1 10 unit gated brand like Gap, for example, or something along those lines, and just primarily focusing on storefront stocking for those as well. So literally last night I did an auto ungate sourcing call with my guys, and like a lot more stuff than we expected was auto ungates when we were looking at like toothpaste and tools and appliances and stuff, which was interesting. But don't sleep on auto ungates when you're a beginner, and then don't be afraid of gated items too, as well.
As long as they're taking applications, you can rip those too.
Yeah.
And
we're here to help too, guys. Like Warner's got awesome auto ungate sourcing content. I have awesome auto ungate sourcing content too. And then come to the free class tonight too. As well, we'll definitely cover some auto ungates on there too. Because while ungating obviously is a barrier for a beginner, it's not something you should necessarily think is like impossible or like be super afraid of or anything like that. And it should be something that you see as something that once you get done, you have it that other beginners don't. Armand. All right, Armand, it's been a little while, man. Right? So Armand is
probably, he was here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the most loyal live stream watcher maybe of all time. Actually, Armand, do you have any tips for beginner sellers? And do you have any goals you have for Q4? Let us know, like your last trailing.
Yeah, what's your December goal? I know you've been crushing it lately, man. Let's see. Jared said he found an item. There's no buy box. Price is $30. You sent something to sell for $50. You're the only FBA seller on Amazon has none in stock. Are you going to get the buy box? If you're the only seller, then yeah. Especially if Amazon has nothing left. But yeah, just make sure that like there's a consistent pattern of Amazon being gone. You don't want them to like sell it 364 days and you stock it in the one day that they're out of stock. But it doesn't sound too bad to me. Rick's asking a question about when to stop sending products into Amazon. Yeah, so obviously, very important. Just because check-in times get a little bit slower this time of year. So if you have anything super like Christmas seasonal, you need to get that sent in ASAP to like really guarantee that it'll be checked in sometime in December. As far as things that you like, just really want to be checked in, that kind of thing, if you have like probably 10 days to comfortably FBA. And that's kind of stretching it even. If you can, like, FBM as much as possible after like the end of this week, to be honest.
Look at that
Bang.
working. Right.
Love it, Armand.
I still remember when my dog was asking ungating questions. Low key, I don't, but I remember when you started, Armand. I think it was like middle or Q4 of 2023 is when you started. So I'm proud of you, man. Keep up the good work, family. Keep up the good work.
200K last 30 days. You'll love to see it, Armand. I think you got me beat by a little bit.
Gangster. All right, there. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Hey, Rick Soul Food, man. It's our first time seeing your name in here, I think. Good to have you here, family. And obviously, we're happy to help here as well. So Ozai says, thank you. I really wanted to try NatureMade, but they're asking for 400 units. Is it worth the risk to try purchasing 10 units and submit that? I found so many good deals. Interesting. So what you could probably do, honestly, is see if there's any like $2 NatureMade items or $3 buy costs. Like a lot of folks will see Yankee Candle and think it's this like crazy ungate to do when there's literally $2 Yankee Candle products you could buy and knock out for cheaper than some 10 unit ungates, you know? And everything. But in general, I mean, probably not in terms of the doing 10 for it, but if there's a super cheap item you can buy even 100 of, even if it asks for 4, and you can probably get that to work, just submitting a bunch, or, you know, just stick to some other stuff, because the strategies to find the NatureMade items, you can use to find other stuff too, for sure.
Yep. Said someone else needs 300. Yeah. You might be able to find a super cheap Burt's Bees item if you want. I would just personally use 10, Peter. You can get 10 of them for like $20 total and just submit it. Even if it takes 20 times, 30 times to get it approved with a 10-unit invoice, just go for it. So how are you finding profitable products? Margins are really low or non-existent. Yeah. So I think it comes with the question, right? So we both talk about like you need to make your profit. You're not going to find the profit, right? So you might find something that has a 10% profit margin, you know, pretty small, but then you go in and you see, oh, I can get a 10% discounted gift card. And, oh, I can add some cash back, and I can buy that discounted gift card with a credit card that has more cash back on it. Or there's a loyalty rewards program on that website, and I can use that to get a bunch of free inventory, right? There's a ton of different ways to, like, you know, kind of make those items profitable rather than just like looking around and kind of hoping that's the case. If you want to kind of dial in with us tonight, Kenny, you'll see basically how we're sourcing, making items profitable, that kind of stuff, and some sourcing methods that aren't on YouTube as well. So excited to dive in on that with you guys.
Yes, sir. Not and request an invoice. We're having the same issue, not able to get ungated. So it's not that you're not able to get ungated, you just haven't yet. For the items you are ungated for, dude, if they're profitable, hell yeah, 100%, Francisco. Yeah. What up, Ed? Damn, why are there so many awesome new people in here today? Well, welcome. We do this every Tuesday. And more importantly, we've got the free live class tonight. So you guys should all tap in on that. But Ed, in terms of the abbreviations, honestly, like we can kind of spitball some here, basically, but just like honestly, just being in general, like you watch our free courses, you come to the free class tonight. But like Warner, so what do we got? ASIN is like a unique number given every product, Amazon standard identification number. BB is buy box. FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, shipping products off in bulk to the FBA warehouse. If you just go honestly on ChatGPT and say like FBA, BB, ASIN, and say like these are common Amazon FBA terms, give me some other ones. And
yeah, the Boxy AI might be able to help you as well on that. Since the Boxy AI is like basically trained to be an Amazon seller, you can go lock in, kind of see what all those mean. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of jargon for sure. You'll get through it in like a week or two, just like kind of being dialed in with the community, basically.
Yeah, I'll even pull up a little screen share. I'll pull up a little screen share of a bunch of terms you guys can just screenshot and get familiar with too.
Yep. See, Atticus said you're another newbie. Yeah, glad to have you here, man. Let us know if you have any specific questions we can answer for you. Let's see. Oza said, for the items that are suppressed, what do you do with those? The most recent you found was suppressed due to a high price. Yeah, so suppressed items just mean like usually Amazon's algorithm sees like Walmart has it for $10 or something like that. Those aren't your typical products. So you got a couple. Yeah,
you should take a screenshot of that, Ed, and then anyone who wants to know some of the basic abbreviations.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of those like suppressed products, those are usually going to be stuff where Amazon temporarily removes the buy box, or the buy box is always gone because it's cheaper on another website or something like that, and a customer just has to manually pick who they're buying from. So those listings still sell. You just need to make sure generally that you're like the pretty close to the cheapest, if not the cheapest. When a listing has a buy box, you can make sales above the buy box pretty often.
Got the other one here. Let's see. Oops. You can kind of see it. This was a very good game, by the way. Unfortunately, the boys lost, but it's a very good game. Y'all see Thomas Houck out there. Don't know what number he is, but very good guy.
There was a D2 school that beat somebody who shouldn't have lost yesterday.
Oh, Ohio State almost lost to a really low D1. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Armand. So Rick, you start sending procs back in like early January, basically. I mean, kind of the complicated answer is whenever your stuff stops being FBM friendly. But the big, the firm answer is like early January, basically.
Yeah, usually, yeah. Sometimes it might even be, middle of December if it's something that you're not going to plan to sell like at a big spike during FBM season. If that price is going to stay consistent, and it helps you focus on ripping, stuff that's spiked in price FBM right now. So you just got your account approved, ready to start. I love it, Kirk. Yeah, glad to hear it. Kind of, next steps are just going to be to dive in with, a little bit of SellerAmp sourcing, start listing some stuff on Boxem, kind of, diving in from there. Check out the auto ungated sourcing. We both have good videos on that. And then we're also breaking down a ton more game kind of screen share and sourcing products with you live on the free class tonight. But yeah, glad to have you. Let us know if we can help.
Cool. All right. So Saad says, what is the process for merchant fulfilled after you found a product? What's the shipping process, and how do I find the cheapest shipping option? Yeah. So the cool thing is the like choosing the cheapest shipping option is literally just clicking, once you have an order, just click buy shipping on Amazon. Awesome. And then it typically under £1 is going to be USPS, above £1 is going to be UPS. But for that specific order, Amazon's going to show you the cheapest options right there. And then literally when you get an order, you get that beautiful cha-ching notification. You see that notification on your Boxem account as well. And then you literally just go in on Amazon Seller Central and click buy shipping, print out the shipping label, take the item, put it in the box or the poly mailer, close it, slap the shipping label on it, and you're good to go. That's the nice thing about FBM. There's no fancy labels, no bulk shipping, literally just like eBay, just like Facebook Marketplace shipping orders, nice and easy like that. And that's a beautiful thing there.
For sure. So you got a large order at Gap and Stafford, probably. I mean, any order is a good one for sure. So you wanted to FBM them, should arrive on Friday. You want to FBA them? No, yeah, go for it, man. Especially, shirts and clothes like you're talking about. Absolute worst case, if it takes, until December 15th to check in, you're still going to make sales during the holiday rush. And then people are still going to need their shirts in January too. So it's not a bad idea.
100%. Safe. Ula says, how can we make sourcing easier? Any key steps? Yes. So there's really two big issues with beginners doing online arbitrage sourcing. Either you're not actually storefront stalking from online arbitrage listings. So you're starting out on random products, not the beautiful online arbitrage stuff like you see in our videos. Or you are actually storefront stalking for online arbitrage things, but you're not actually making the numbers work on them using different coupons and different discounts and stuff like that. So basically, what you need to understand as a beginner, right, is very, very rarely are items just going to be profitable at the advertised prices on the websites. Sometimes they will be, but largely they won't be, right? Most of the time, you have to make them good using different discounts, coupon codes. Some websites use your resource certificate on, using a tax exempt permit, like a resource certificate. And basically that might sound a little complicated. It's actually not really at all. To do those, what you just need to get is that like each website has one or two tips and tricks that make the numbers work on them. And all you need to be able to do is basically just go in and use those discounts to make the numbers work and find each of them. So like an example of that would be jcpenney.com. Products are really only profitable on there when there is products are pretty much only profitable on there when you can use, or when there's a sale on. So like a 50% plus sale or 60% plus sale is the best one on there. Walmart, for example, you can use your resource certificate to avoid paying sales tax. That's a built-in mode, stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Like once you learn that one way to make stuff cheap, that's what it's going to be on that website for at least several months too, is the nice part. So you just got to crack the code once, basically. See, do you delete or leave inventory that is now inactive or out of stock? Yeah, if you're not able to restock it, just wait until that refund period is over on that item. So most of the year it's going to be just wait 30 days. During Q4 it's going to be wait until the end of January because the return window gets longer. But yeah, it's a good idea because you can get like IP complaints and account health complaints on something that you had 3 years ago and the brand wants to start selling it. If it's like still in your account, you could get an IP complaint. You'd be able to appeal it, but it would just be like extra work for no reason.
What's up, Mike? So Mike Ross says, how do I sell this December, guys? Yeah, dude. So you got to get going right now. So just 3 basic softwares to get going. SellerAmp, Keep on Boxem, right? And then storefront stock, retail arbitrage is super, super underrated, as well too. So finding products in store using SellerAmp right there, and you know, watching our content is a great place to start for that. And totally tap in tonight at the free live class as well. It's not going to be posted on YouTube. It's not going to be posted on TikTok. The only way to get access to it is going to be just registering at the link in the chat I just posted or download. It's a private Zoom call. There's no recordings either. So it's a private Zoom class in about an hour and a half. We're going to get to put you guys on a ton of game.
Yep. What's up, Nick? So where's some categories or items you wouldn't sell? Anything with like a crazy amount of returns, especially like early on. You know, at least be careful on. Especially stuff like electronics where it might be really expensive and you have to fight return cases and that kind of thing. You know, just in general, make sure you're, you know, sourcing lots of profit on stuff like that's going to have more problems. But honestly, I'll sell most things, but it's just a sliding scale of how much effort is this going to be? How many potential problems do I have? All right, I need more profit than the average item, basically.
Yep. So El Mago says, I'm spinning a target invoice for grocery. Now it keeps getting auto denied. Shoot me a DM on Discord. I'll send you an auto deny guide for on game. That goes for any of you guys, obviously. Shoot me a DM on IG or Discord. Recommended capital, like 1 to 2K, Marco. What's the sauce? No one has asked that you're willing to spell. I mean, honestly, the biggest one that I see that just like really helps people win in this industry is just being active in the community and everything. This doesn't cost any money. It's just like being around other Amazon sellers, making friends with other Amazon sellers. And I just realized how dark it is with how early it is. And that breaks my heart.
It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
I legitimately changed my, I woke up an hour early since the time change to get the same amount of sun or you're going to like, you're going to get depressed. It's a good practice for all of you guys. If you are also a sun loving person.
but just in general, I mean, the biggest thing is just making a couple friends in the industry is a massive force multiplier. And you can do that really easily and at no cost, right? There's going to be great networking in the chat tonight and everything. And it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but like Warner and I's businesses both exploded when we made friends with each other. And I don't think that's a coincidence.
Yeah. There's very little like secret sauce and that kind of thing, right? Like maybe you find a certain website that you buy from for 6 months, 12 months, that kind of thing. And you can spend $500,000 to $1 million. And you'll kind of cycle between different places being that like really good, consistent source while you source a lot of other like base hits basically. And the only way you stumble into that is absolute consistency, you know, spending whatever you tell yourself you can spend every single day on the business, sticking to that. And like what I was just talking about, like talking to other people, because then you get exposed to what other people have learned during their 2 hours a day they're spending, 5 hours a day on their business, so on.
Yeah. So etiquette. So the key is you're not actually fully checking for auto engage. You're not hitting apply to sell and request approval. Otherwise, a ton of it's going to auto engage. So I'll put a couple ASINs in the chat that I know for a fact are going to auto engage. So you just have to make sure you actually hit apply to sell and request approval. Right now, you're making a pretty common mistake, which is no problem. You're new, right? Where you're thinking that it's saying request approval means it's gated. That's not true, right? So you got to hit apply to sell and request approval. I'll put a couple ASINs in chat that'll work for that. Right there, and literally go plug these in right now, and you'll see that it's going to ask you to, you know, for quantity, price, etc., which means it's an auto engage.
Yeah, it's usually not super productive to just like spam ungates as well. So like if something's gated and lets you apply, you can just buy it, use that invoice. You know, and then if it's auto engate, obviously even better. Yeah. But I wouldn't sit there and just like try to auto ungate things arbitrarily.
How do I find auto ungate ASINs? Storefront stock off the listings we just put in the chat.
For sure. You find in clothing items that aren't Halloween related. So yeah, for sure. I mean, I sold very little Halloween this year. Like I sold a few costumes and decorations and that kind of thing, but they're very seasonal, right? Like as soon as October 30, 31st comes around, you're not selling that stuff anymore. But there's plenty of other clothes that are not Halloween related for sure.
Do you buy from the Sierra website? Oh, dude, hell yeah, that's a good site.
Sometimes for sure, yeah.
Yeah, they own TJ Maxx.
Yeah, those can be like a good category of websites. You'll never build consistency on stuff like that because they're like closeout stores or clearance stores, but they are easier to source just because the prices are lower. They're trying to move stuff. Sierra, there's lots of other like places like that, like closeout online type stores.
So really good question from Ed here. So he says, do you guys do this full time and not work a standard 9 to 5? Yes, but we've been doing it for a while. It's not the kind of thing you can just start right away from the get-go. And there's literally no business you can start that requires that like you could do full time right away from the get-go, unless, you know, it's like a service business and you have no expenses, you know what I mean? And like want to commit to doing it for years. Like this is the kind of thing you start as a side hustle, you learn, you grow, you get in the mix, you figure out if it's something you want to commit to for a while. And then you make a decision based on that. So Ed, you should totally come to the free class tonight. So we don't currently have 9 to 5s. We have a bunch of buddies that do this part-time while working their 9 to 5. Some of them are completely able to quit their 9 to 5. They just like having 2 income streams. And some of them have made that jump where they are able to be full-time sellers now and not need the 9 to 5.
For sure. If Amazon's on the listing, should you always skip? Not always. You can look at the data offers on Keepa and see if there's sales going to other third-party sellers. Because sometimes even if like the buy box stats show that's like 100% to Amazon, there can still be sales to third-party sellers because buy box stats are regional. So you might see, in New York, Amazon is always making the sales, but that buy box stat might not account for Nebraska where the warehouse goes out of stock and other third-party sellers are making sales. As a general rule, it's safe to stay away from, but a lot of sellers are skipping gold doing that.
Yeah. What shipping services? Yeah. So for FBA, always UPS. Just do Boxem nice and easy. And then FBM for items under 1 pound, typically USPS. Items above 1 pound, typically UPS. But it just completely depends on the specific product. You just buy whatever's cheapest on Amazon there. Yeah. Yeah. Jessica, I think gift cards, and then there's probably a rewards program and maybe a credit card.
I think there's a catch-all. Isn't there a catch-all?
Oh, I hope there is.
I'm gonna pull up Sierra right now.
Yeah.
Could be thinking of a different site.
Yep. Cool. All right. And then guys, I know we typically are on for longer, but we do have to get ready for the free class going down in about 1 hour and 20. So we'll see you guys soon. Get registered for that. The link in the description. We'll put a link in chat as well. It's go.thefbaroadmap.com/register. And we'll see you guys in a little bit. Y'all have a great day. So 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Mark your calendar. It's a live Zoom call. It's not going to be posted on YouTube. Register at the link in the description. We'll see you guys there. Let's get it.
Absolutely. See you guys soon. Thanks, y'all.